The 2,308-foot-long Deer Isle Bridge begins on the mainland in the town of Sedgwick. It stretches over an inlet of Penobscot Bay called Egmoggan Reach and comes down on Little Deer Isle. The bridge was opened to traffic on June 19, 1939. Its design, like that of the Tacoma Narrows and the several other bridges during that time period, was profoundly influenced by that era, the Great Depression. During that time period, bridge engineers were under severe pressure to lower costs by using as little steel as possible. Those bridges would narrow with thin towers and long, slender roadways. The bridge is only 23.5 feet wide. Buses and trucks had to stay 500 feet apart when they're on the bridge to protect the bridge from structural damage. Little Deer Isle is connected by a causeway to the Deer Island and towns such as Isle-Stonington. To reach Isle of Hull, you have to go to the dock at the end of the Sea Breeze Avenue and go on to the boat there. Also, they provide services and all the supplies, provisions will be carried over onto the island from right here. Unlike the people living on Deer Island, Isle of Hull residents have to rely on ferry service. The Deer Isle Causeway was built on top of an existing sandbar that was a natural access point and a great fish weir for indigenous peoples. Construction on the causeway began in 1927 and was completed in 1928, with further enhancement made in 1946. Though islanders had grown used to an occasional overtopping from kin tides and coinciding with nor'easters over the past 20 years, concerns about the thin strip of pavement escalated dramatically after 2024 January storms when 1.5 feet of water covered the causeway. The state was forced to temporarily close Route 15, the only connection between the island towns of Stonington and Deer Isle and the Blue Hill Peninsula, for a short period of time that felt intolerably long to residents Ambulances weren't able to transport patients to hospitals. Fire trucks could not reach Little Isles in case of a fire. And the power company crews couldn't cross onto the island to remove and repair down lines. It was not just a few inches. Recalled Deer Isle Town Manager Jim Fisher. It was 18 inches underwater, and rocks were thrown up on it. So even people who tried to venture across it were hitting rocks, and it just was a terrible situation. The original causeway opened in 1938. It followed a natural sandbar that was submerged at high tide and was known locally as Scott's Bar. The narrow roadway follows the serpentine path of Scott's Bar from one end to the other, an unfortunate route that has resulted in regular accidents over the years. Its construction also ended the exchange of water in a local basin between Penobscot Bay and the Reach, which local shellfish harvesters argued that has harmed its ecological diversity. According to Jack Baldwin from Island Institution, in an article called Racing Against the Tide. And it looks like the Deer Isle Causeway work is still a year out. Of course, the causeway is only half of the island's transportation issues. And the bridge itself is already 85 years old, and it needs to be replaced sometimes in the not too distant future. Like the Tacoma Narrows Bridge in Tacoma, Washington, Maine's Deer Isle Bridge was designed long and thin and turned out to be just as dangerously unstable. But the big difference is that, unlike the Tacoma Narrows, the Deer Island Bridge is still standing.